Hey, do you remember Skylanders? Sadly, I can't talk about it to anyone in public due to the copious amounts of restraining orders I got on me. But that doesn't stop me about talking about it on the internet to you.
I think we all remember Skylanders. You know those pieces of plastic you begged your parents for as a kid? Because it was the new hit game! Then fast forward 10 years to them being trash on the side of the road for joggers to pop a squat.
Skylanders were at the top of their crop. Literally Toys R Us,
may God rest your soul, had shelves filled to the brim like a goddamn ocean. If you didn't own Skylanders, you were basically a bitch on the playground. Yet as time went on, the series fell into the abyss of obscurity. The Skylanders brand have been dragged so deep into the ground today, it basically reached fossils. If you ask anyone about Skylanders these days, it's always met with the same response.
Oh yeah, I remember those. So when can I see my family again?
Recently, I've been going down memory lane the older I've gotten. I played Spyro's Adventure and Giants when I was younger, and I remember the joy of buying toys for these games. And now that I'm an adult, I am once again buying toys for this game.
Honey, you don't understand. These figures are gonna be the future. What do you mean you're taking the kids?
So wipe those tears away and get comfy, because I'm consensually kidnapping you along for the ride with Skylanders Spyro's Adventure.
Hey everybody, I just want to stop and say if you enjoy the video and you like what you see, then please hit the like button and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it if you can help me reach my goal to 5K, so any support I get means a lot to me. And also thank you for all the things you guys have done. But tell me down in the comments below, what is your favorite Skylander from the original 32? Mine is Wrecking Ball. He's just a blue ball, and there's no other way to defend it other than saying he's adorable, and if you fight that, I will... No, just don't. Just don't fight it. He's the best. But aside from that, let's get back into the review.
So let's get the elephant out of the room. Who the fuck invited you? The game is called Skylanders Spyro's Adventure, but the man isn't even at the front of the cover. It should be called Skylanders. Oh, and he's here.
Yeah, except you stay.
The reason for this is during the time Activision was having a bit of a dilemma with its properties. Crash and Spyro were getting handed out to anyone, like how Netflix makes any show if it involves sex. One Purple Dragon though was in a bind with popularity. That's when Toys R Us swooped in to make a Spyro game that was actually going to have mature themes, most likely due to the environment games were at during that time. See, if Batman's out here making paraplegics, then Spyro's gotta make burn victims. They booted that concept off fast to mess around with the idea of meshing toys and video games, an idea that was fresh aside from Webkins being the first to do it. Thus Skylanders was born, that jump-started the era of the Toys for Life, where Skylanders ruled with a plastic fist.
Toys for Bob literally became a trailblazer and hit a multi-million idea on their first try. Like, donde? But after all these years, I'm really curious to see how Spyro's Adventure holds up. God knows they went 6 years with this shit.
The story is your typical hero's journey dumbed down for pigeons, because Toys for Bob's aimed audience is children. Eon is a portal master who guards the Coral Light along with the Guardians, the Skylanders, to protect against the darkness. Yet pouty rowdy little Chaos, an evil portal master, attacks the Coral Light. Halfway in the battle though, he's losing, so he goes full frontal Independence Day and blows that shit up instead, sending the Skylanders to Earth, where you are now a portal master having to rebuild the Coral Light with friends along the way to stop Chaos. Oh, and Eon became a floating head.
Welcome, young portal master. My name is Eon, and I'm What? Where's my penis?
The story is like Spam. It's not amazing, but fuck it, it's good enough. The pacing was narrow. It's all about, we need this elemental core, but we need this item first. Hey, this character can help. Now I have said item. Now I have said core. Rinse and repeat. How the hell did I end up here? Just because I'm an adult who craves more thought-provoking experiences like Yakuza doesn't mean I dislike the plotline. The cast of characters who guide us along were decently funny, I will add. Yet you can tell Toys for Bob had a little soft spot for some characters like Flynn, whose role is just playing the obnoxious character who says whatever out loud.
All you gotta do is figure out how to rebuild it. Cake!
He said the funny.
And clearly I can't forget Chaos, because they had high expectations for this guy by really hitting that annoying power-tripping tyrant shtick. His mocking was comedic, but that shit got old fast because it's all unskippable monologues, and I did multiple playthroughs, so at one point I just became decrepit.
Now I will laugh when both powerfully and evilly ends yours.
So let's actually talk about the main aspect of Skylanders.
The figures and foreplay. Goddamn autocorrect. Or was it?
The whole gameplay is centered around these little guys. When a Skylander is placed on the portal, they appear in the game. It's a concept that prompts virtual and physical interaction, something spliced well for any audience to adore. Tob wanted to emphasize the magic the toys have when placed down, playing into the idea that they come to life.
Like this. Spyro came to life and fucked my wife.
Now the gameplay on the other hand is very simplified. The game plays in an overhead perspective, mainly focusing on adventure and beat 'em up elements. Skylanders offers any players a chance to pick up and play because it's not difficult to understand. Most characters have close range to far range attacks, and a majority of the third move is flying. I noticed 21 out of 32 characters having range attacks of some sort. That is beneficial, yet I feel like it groups a lot of them to feeling very similar. While 8 characters have dedicated flight moves, that disappoints me because of the rare occasions it's needed. But I believe the identicalness stems from how Toys for Bob assumes we wouldn't have every figure.
I took that as a personal challenge.
So they made most characters function the same for versatility. As long as you have one Skylander of each element to get past these gates, you're golden! Plus, the original starter pack is perfect enough to get you by, in my opinion, to even beat the whole game if you so cared.
I like how they aren't forcing the players to collect these figures, and instead collecting is just like a personal desire if you would want them or not. It's a really cool business practice that I'm happy they started in the first game. Now clearly you can tell they didn't continue it, but hey, I mean, it started somewhere, so I don't know. Woohoo!
Oh, what's that smell? Is that biased nostalgia? Because I love it. Upgrades, people, upgrades. That's what Skylanders has. Every character has a skill tree that you upgrade towards with a diverting path to focus on one aspect than the other. This lets you tailor your Skylander to your liking by focusing on your own personal preferences. Sometimes the Skylander will cosmetically change to even add in a bonus combo to their arsenal. I love in games that when you upgrade a character, you actually upgrade a character, especially by the pure carnage that ensues. Witness my code! Upgrading is a bit tedious though, especially for Spyro's adventure. Throughout levels, you collect money from anything, with bigger payouts being collecting relics and finding treasure chests, where you jerk off a ghost. Now I have my money and I lost my dignity. A big issue I have is once you collect all the chests and treasures, you're shit out of luck. So you better find other ways to earn that muns. There is a method to get money from multiplayer games, yet it's a tedious process, especially when you have 32 Skylanders to upgrade. Now the levels are straightforward with light puzzles and exploration off the beaten path. The levels don't end there, as Spyro's Adventure has 4 adventure packs too.
Look, it's physical DLC and I'm still sad I paid for it.
Each adventure has a mini story with a gimmick. For example, Dragon Peak lets you fly on a dragon, and Pirate Seas has pirates who play memory match too.
Oh, it's right between chapter Swashbuckling and Yahari.
Personally, I feel very indifferent with the levels because they do add a gimmick to spice up the stew, where a couple of slurps were enjoyable and then I got McDonald's. Sometimes I feel like I could do 6 levels in a play session, and in 3 levels in, I was satisfied. Now, I don't hate the levels. I actually did enjoy them. I just personally feel like they were missing something, like more enemies, puzzles, Sephora? But one thing I hated with a passion was Chaos's Castle on Xbox/PlayStation because of this elevator sequence taking the travel time from California to heaven. They even put motion tracking electric traps that do massive damage.
Like, look, if I wanted cock and ball torture, I would have played Sonic Unleashed for the Wii.
But the fight with Chaos was awesome. I mean, all the bosses are just evil Skylanders clones and are basically bullet hells. Yet Chaos's fight was this fucking climactic battle with so much nonsensical nonsense on the screen.
I just wanted to play a game meant for kids, not a driver's test in India.
For some reason though, on my Wii playthrough, Chaos healed himself randomly, and I don't know why, and I still don't know why, but it sent me and my Wii into cardiac arrest.
Meanwhile,
Doctor, tell me, what's wrong with my body? Well, it seems to me that you have copious amounts of Skylanders lodged inside your anus? Oh, that's just because they're so damn charming, and the perfect segue to talk about it. Sir, your colon is going to fucking explode.
Skylanders are so cool. The design on the figures truly convey what each Skylander will do. Look at Gilgrunt. He is Fish Boy with harpoon gun. Now look at Chop Chop. He is Skelly Man with sword and shield. Now look at me. I am Potato who makes YouTube videos. Just by looking at these characters, you can already grasp what their game style is, just by the physical details on the figure.
Now Keese.
I love the out-of-the-box concept for some of these characters, like Trigger Happy shooting money, to Wrecking Ball doing vor, and holy shit, it's a flying turtle! But Spyro's Adventure isn't Spyro's Adventure without the hub world, and also Spyro with the adventure. Didn't think that far. The hub world is an open sandbox to explore, with an added bonus to fuck around with the sheep. There's something poetic when a game adds multiple animations to torturing little woodland creatures. Now I know I said the level's gameplay was playing like a peanut, but the visuals on them are fantastic. Tob took some different approaches to common cliches, such as a beautiful forest now becoming industrialized, to full-blown World War I trenches. So the trolls and the Mabu were fighting in a war. But trenches and artillery.
Holy shit, Chaos is Hitler.
I'm a big fan of video game music, so I have to acknowledge Spyro's Adventure for having some bangers. Most songs are orchestrated dynamic music, like a serene tune that slowly builds up to trumpets motivating you. Some of these songs really hit me in the nostalgia gut, as the hub world music nearly brought me to tears.
Wow, I haven't heard that song in like 12 years. Fuck, I'm old.
My favorite though is the fight against Chaos. This is where they kicked the orchestra band to the side and said, "Are you ready to get wabba wabba fucking down?" I don't know why they went for a dubstep approach, but I dig this shit. It is honestly the hypest moment in Spyro's Adventure. When it comes to graphics though, that's when things get funky. You've probably noticed a difference in quality footage throughout my review.
And if you didn't, check again.
The reason behind this was Spyro's Adventure was going to exclusively be a Wii title, yet Activision felt it would be better to spread out for better sales. So another company came in and started crafting the Xbox/PlayStation version side by side with Tob. Yet this created a plethora of many differences within the two versions. Some notable ones are the PNG end credits for the PlayStation/Xbox version versus the Wii having Flynn talking to you. The biggest difference is definitely the graphics. The Xbox/PlayStation version has better lighting with environmental details, with the Skylanders themselves having more complexion. Meanwhile, the Wii version is a bit more compressed and saturated with its colors, and the Skylanders designs feel more cartoony. When comparing certain Skylanders side by side though, it's like night and day. Look at what they did to my boy Slam Bam. This is before meth and after meth.
Cherry? Another cherry?
The Xbox/PlayStation version is far more superior for the better graphics, yet I still personally prefer the Wii version. When I think of Skylanders, my mind thinks of the Wii and Hawaiian Punch. Look, 11-year-old me was popping bottles like no one's business. But the Wii version just hits a nostalgia chord that feels like the true Skylanders experience.
You can't say Skylanders without the Wii. And you can't say anime without the titties.
It's crazy how 12 years have passed since Spyro's Adventure. Looking back, I love this game, and replaying it now, I still adore it. You can tell Toys for Bob put a lot of love into the first game. Yeah, it's rough around the edges and honestly basic to its core, but that's okay. Sometimes a game doesn't have to be technical or with jaw-dropping graphics. It just needs to be fun, and Skylanders captured that with its uniqueness of bringing toys to life.
For the first in the series, it hit hard with nostalgia and my bank account. But now it's time to continue the series, as the next game was a huge successor. I'll be here all day. But for now, my Skylander rant is over. Oh, what sweet hell have I brought upon us.